so many people get stuck, analysis paralysis, whatever you want to call it, but they get stuck at the ledge of like, I need to do all this. I need to like set it up. And it's like, no, all you need to do is just jump.
Yeah.
And then like, you know what's going to be the most important thing? It's going to be right in front of your face. Like, what do you need to do right away, right then? And then you kind of just figure it out from there. Easy way to like just get started is talk about anything you're interested in. Just start talking about it. Or if you want to like teach people things, you can just look at like, who was I 2 years ago and what have I learned to get to where I am now? And then just start teaching yourself 2 years ago. What did I not know 2 years ago?
I think having like founder-led content, founder-led sales has been just the most powerful lever. If I have a week where I'm posting more content on Twitter, for example, the amount of inbound we get just goes up.
Yeah. One of my biggest thing for brands is like basically make like a media kit that's accessible to everyone, but particularly for creators.
Oh, that's so
and
interesting.
particularly vertical.
And you're like, make it easy for me to make content
Make
about
it
you,
easy.
please. A lot of my friends are like their first 2 years out of college at their jobs, and a lot of them are like, oh, I could never do what you do. And I'm like, no, literally anybody can.
Yeah.
The only difference between me and you is I just started.
Do you think the founder has to be posting every single day? I know that's kind of like your motto, your strategy right now.
Yeah.
Is that needed, or do you think there's like other ways to start growing that account? Okay, guys. So today we have the pleasure of introducing Caleb on the pod. He's a 3-time 7-figure founder. His last endeavor was Haven Athletic, which produced high-quality gym bags for high-performance professional athletes. Now he switched gears a little bit. He's now focused on making his personal brand the product, which we're going to dive into. But within 3 months, he was able to grow his personal Instagram from 0 to 100K, over 150K total across all platforms, and has cracked the code to creating viral videos. Just video after video seems to go super viral. And I think he has a master game plan, which we're going to talk about. I wish more people would talk about it publicly, but I do think it's super interesting. And on this episode, the main theme we'll be covering is his 0 to 1 game plan, and then how to go from 1 to 10. And essentially how to build a system for founders who want to grow a business via TikTok and via their personal brand. So, Caleb, thank you again. But before we get into everything, we like to play a little game.
Absolutely. Okay, so Instagram or TikTok, you can choose whatever you use more, whatever feels more true to you.
Instagram. My TikTok algorithm does not play nicely with me. I'm like trying to curate it and I just still get stuff that I don't really want to see.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't work.
Instagram.
Super fair, super fair. All right, so pull out your Instagram Explore page.
Okay.
Let's see what Caleb is about.
And you want me to just hand this to you?
Yes, please.
Cool.
Thank you.
This is going to be funny. So go to the Explore page.
Perfect.
Which
Oh,
is
lots of boats.
Which is not where I scroll reels.
Are you boat shopping?
This is my manifestation page.
Okay, I love that.
Because I want to own a yacht someday, and I want to own a really big yacht.
A very big yacht.
A very big yacht.
loving that.
FYP is just like every time I scroll,
And
I'm like,
planes.
fuck yeah, yachts.
Like, yes.
Sometimes they sneak in planes. Like, my friends are gonna buy the plane. I'm gonna buy the boat, and then we're gonna share.
So are you like
That is the friend group I want.
Yeah.
every day you're like, okay, I need to make my video so then I can have my mega yacht.
100%.
Is that kind
That's
of
what we're-
the mentality here?
So when I scroll reels,
many.
it's hilarious, right? This is very like targeted behavior. When I scroll reels, it's usually like if I'm watching a friend's reel and then I swipe up and then that's how I get into like a flow.
Yes.
So feel free to like go to my homepage, find a
yeah.
reel, and then just start swiping and see what comes up.
Okay, interesting. We have a lot of things about ads. Ooh, some like luxury products obviously makes sense for your niche.
Yeah.
Super interesting. I think it's so funny. Like the boats to me is so funny, but I love it because it's like, okay, that's how you're getting motivated. Like this is what you're mood boarding. It's your Pinterest. I love it. It's so funny because we do this with everybody and everybody's is so different. Like on my Explore page, I feel like it's just a ton of like jumbled stuff.
Yeah.
But to see something that is so curated, it's like, all right, this is what's going on in your head. And I love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Usually what I see when I'm scrolling is like some cool brand stuff, some luxury stuff, a fair bit of like funny stuff.
Yeah.
Like just really silly things. And then a fair bit of like cool or like awe-inspiring. Like I like things that like make you go, whoa. Like whether it's someone's talent or just something cool that like recently I watched a flash mob in like Paris singing that one really famous song. I can't think of but it was like this whole cool thing. And I'm like, holy shit, like hundreds of people got together, practiced, choreographed, like figured out how to do this in this massive square, like in buildings and I was like, that is insane. That's so cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you try and take kind of those emotions that you get from the content you like to receive into your own content you produce?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's super interesting. Okay, cool. Let me get this back to you.
Okay.
So then would you say you use Instagram Reels mainly as like a tool, right, for like inspiration collection, or is it still very much like entertainment?
It's about half and half.
Okay.
Yeah, like I also have some like fake accounts where I like follow more like branded stuff where I'm like, okay, this is like getting real industry insight and like saving stuff.
Like research.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have a bunch of other stuff on the entertainment side. Cause like it's still not like I said, I don't know if you guys get high, but like getting high and just like
100%.
scrolling some funny videos is like it's just like even if I'm by myself and I'm just like in my bedroom laughing and my roommates know, they're like, yeah, we know what you're talking about. What's up?
I think that's literally what it was made for, right? Just like have fun with your friends and share videos. Just fool around. So 1,000%. Okay, Caleb. So I know you're relatively new to this space. I think it's fair to call you an influencer officially, right? You've kind of hit that bar of following, views, the metrics. You hit the goal. I'm curious, and I always like the guests to kind of just explain their own background and how they got into this space. Like what happened? What led you up to this point?
Yeah. So the last brand that I run, Haven Athletic, I was doing kind of the founder-led brand thing. Not like full on behind the scenes, constant every day uploading videos and stuff, because it's also really hard to do that when you're running a brand.
Totally.
But as much as I could. And also we did a lot of pre-sales where people would buy the product and wait for it. So there was updates. And so because of that, especially because it's like someone bought a really premium product, it was $350. And was waiting months, like 6 to 12 months for it. So with that, I was like, it's nicer than just getting an email. It's like, hey, like things are on track, to like go to Instagram, see a video, be like, hi, I'm Caleb, I'm the founder. Here's a face of the person behind it.
Totally.
Things are happening. We're on track, or we're not on track, but this is exactly what's happening. This is what's going on. And so I started doing that and I was like, I like this. Like I enjoy like being on camera. I enjoy like telling people about my brand. I enjoy like conversing with people, like kind of bringing a vibe to things. And knew I kind of wanted to do some like personal brand stuff, and then had some friends get into it and it started working really well for them. It's the guys behind the Cut 30 course, if you're familiar with those guys in that course. So I took that course last summer and I was like, okay, cool. Now I've got the tools on like kind of what to do, how to do it. But then I was still running my company, and so I still didn't have full capacity to do it. So I was like, a couple videos a month here and there. And then earlier this year, around March-ish, I started full-time, like every day, like, all right, I'm going to produce content every day. And my plan at the time was like I wasn't planning on success, or like, I mean, it was to a certain extent, but I wasn't like, oh, this is going to like fucking work right away. I was like, hey, I'm going to like show up every day to the end of the year and see what happens.
I love it.
Yeah. And then about 4 weeks into it, and I started to see some, I was getting like 500, 1,000 views, 2,000 views. And then a couple things like kind of peaked like 5,000 views. I was like, oh, like that's a good signal. Like maybe we should dig in a little bit more here. And then about 4 weeks in, my first video just cranked. And then the second video on the next day cranked. And it's been off to the races from there. And it was wild. Like it was totally unexpected. I was just like, I'm enjoying this. I'm having fun. And then over a weekend, things just completely changed.
It's such a dopamine rush.
It is. It's wild.
It's so crazy. Nick recently made everybody on our full-time team start to post on TikTok once a day.
Really? On your own accounts or on the company?
Personal account. So like everybody is definitely not influencer status by any means, but just starting to, post every day. We run a TikTok company, so we should create content. But it is so fun to just like be authentic and create content for yourself. And then if people follow along, you're like, oh, people are interested in me. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Totally. I mean, even if it's only a few people, like regardless if it's business or content or anything, like if you're putting something out there that's resonating, that's cool. Like that's a part of the human experience. It's like a real special thing to experience, where you're like, that one dude, Nick over in Venice, really loves my content. Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now everybody feels the loneliness factor of, just how society is. And I think as you're able to like create content, you almost are able to create communities where people are supporting a person, supporting a brand. And it's amazing to be able to create a platform where people are able to rally around whatever you're posting about and almost just connect with people. It's really interesting. But I want to go back to the Cut 30 course really quick. For those that don't know what that is, can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so a couple of guys, mainly Oren. He's Oren Meets World on Instagram. He's like 500,000 followers now. Started posting and trying to figure out the content game, and really became a part of like the first wave of like how content has started shifting on social media. And then a couple guys joined him, and then they were like, all right, we can teach other people like what we've learned. And so they created this course called Cut 30, which is the course that I took. It's a 30-day course. I think it costs like $1,000. It's not cheap. You can save with my code, Caleb.
Yes.
But it's a 30-day course with like 70 other people or so. And so you're doing it every single day with other people. You're in the chat, you're talking, they're helping you figure things out. And it's for any kind of content you want to create. Like it doesn't, like mine is like green screen, me on the camera, like big energy personality. But it's like if you just want to do like kind of B-roll, vlog style, yapping head, like whatever you kind of want, it works for that. And then they just kind of teach you the flow of like, here's people who are doing it well. Here's how you need to think about it. Here's how to create hooks. Like it's honestly like I've taken a handful of courses on the internet, and it's probably the best course I've ever taken.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So,
Highly recommend it.
I mean, what do you attribute that to, like the success you've had so far? I mean, because like you found virality relatively quickly.
Yeah.
I would say since you started.
For sure. I think I probably would have eventually found it because I'm just that type of person to like figure it out and like keep testing and trying. But it definitely felt like a shortcut of like, okay, I have all sorts of like knowledge and tools on like what is working.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because so much of it is testing and trying. I think people get really discouraged very quickly when they're posting and, you know, a week or two goes by and you're like, oh, well, maybe I'm just not built for this. Nothing's going viral. But I think a lot of people discount the fact that you have to not go viral so many times to figure out how to actually go viral. It's a process just like anything else, not just something you're born with. So that's super interesting. It's nice that you got kind of a leg up there.
Yeah. And even once you get there, like I'm still like testing stuff, and it's like I have stuff that does not go viral. You know, it's like I have stuff that's like slowly getting there that I've been testing, and then I have some stuff where it's just like, oh, they got like 10,000 views. I guess that didn't resonate. Okay, cool. On to the next one. Totally. Or am I okay with that being like a little lower view? Like I did a long form post on Jacques-Marie Mage, the sunglass brand. And initially it got like 20,000 views or so. And I was like, oh, it's kind of low. That's kind of a bummer. But like, I love the brand. I'm in love with the story. It was so fun researching it and creating that piece of content. Same thing with some of my like more self-awareness, kind of spiritual Sunday series, like meditation, stoicism, that type of stuff. Like it doesn't crank 1 million views, but I love it. I love producing it. And so it's kind of a mix of being like, okay, I understand that this might be a little lower, but I'm okay with that. Or maybe there's ways I can like learn and tweak to make it a little bit better. And the Jacques-Marie Mage video after, now it's been like 3 weeks, and now it's like starting to like go up. Now it's like almost up to 100, and like some really key people have shared it, and like some celebrities have like tapped in on it where you're like, okay, this is kind of cool.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I think something people don't realize is that in order for like what the content you post to be sustainable, like you have to enjoy it somewhat, right? Or else you're just going to burn out. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. And like, I think it's fine if it doesn't go viral in like the first couple of tries, but if you keep going, like you will find that audience. There's an audience for everything online. And that's what people don't always understand either, is that you just have to find the niche, just keep pushing, and like the algorithm will find those people eventually. I think that's like when I started just like committing to a time frame of like, I want to post every day for the rest of the year, regardless. Like not like, okay, I'm going to post and hopefully I start going viral. You know, just like, no, I want to develop this skill. I want to learn how to be good at it. And I would just want to commit to doing it regardless. Because
it's absolutely a skill. What does that process look like for you in terms of, okay, I'm going to post every day. What does that look like when you go from, okay, here's my initial post idea to actual creating the content and then learning from the results for your next one? What is that process like for you?
Wait till like from like start to like
honestly,
the whole
thing. Lay it on us.
Cool. So I use Notion, and I put all my ideas in Notion, and I created like I'm continually creating like, what does my week look like? Like, what do I post on Monday? What do I post on Tuesday? What do I post on Wednesday? My goal of this is to have essentially like a series or at least a concept that I post every day that rips 1 million views. Like that's like, you know, you see the creators that are doing that and they're doing brand partnerships with the biggest brands, like making the most money, like, and obviously creating content that's relevant. Like that's cool.
Okay, cool.
And so I've kind of got 2 right now, Little Luxuries and Product versus Marketing, that typically rip really well. And then I've just been testing some other things. I found a few others that kind of working. I might have a new one now that's like starting to work more. But ideally, all 7 days, it just goes. And so I've got like buckets of what each day I want to put in. And so then whenever I have an idea, I drop it in my ideas. And then I say like, all right, well, what day does this actually go under? Where does it fit? And then from there, I look at the next like 4 weeks and I look at all of the things that are listed for Tuesday. You know, I've got like a couple hundred ideas for content. And so everything for Tuesday, I'm like, which one like resonates the most with me right now? And then I'll just like pick those and I'll schedule the next 4 Tuesdays. I do that for each day. And then I've got like a month laid out of like all the content. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then from there, I love like the structure and the organization, but I also love the like intuitiveness to it and like just being a little bit led by your gut and like what resonates. Cause like sometimes a topic is like scheduled for next Tuesday and then next Tuesday comes around and you're like, man, I don't give a fuck about this topic. Like, I don't want to research it. I don't want to. And like my friends call me out when I do it and they're like, bro, your energy sucked on that one. I'm like, or like, even with some of the like Little Luxury series, I've had some people be like, this feels like an ad. And I'm like, what was different? Like, it's the same, like I'm doing the same flow. And like, and then it's like, my friend is like, yeah, your energy was off because it just didn't seem like you care. And I'm like, damn.
That's crazy.
It's that. Yeah. It's wild. Yeah. So I'm trying to be more intuitive of like, all right, do I actually like want to do this video today? And sometimes you kind of have to regardless, but and then the process from there is,
wait, I might pause you really quickly.
Yeah, so pause me. Jump in anywhere.
That's super interesting in terms of the beginning. So you have a couple of different like series or buckets that you do in your Notion page in your Monday through Sunday or whatever that looks like. Is it like, okay, Monday I'm going to be doing this series, Tuesday this one. To you, why are having those kind of signature things that your community can always count on important? And how did you develop that?
Yeah. It's all part of building a brand. So like this starts at the top of like, I want to be a tastemaker. I want people to look to me to recognize like what is a good product, how to make a good product, what's good marketing around that product. Eventually, if I've got series that are ripping every day, then you could also see a world where I can introduce a new product and make it be a thing. You know, like, oh, now everyone's wearing these. Oren has this company called Valuables, and he's got these, I call them like doily pants. But they're kind of, they're like a doily, but they're like pants, you know, like airy and like flowy. And they typically were like a feminine thing. And then he created this like unisex version and he sent me a pair and then I bought a pair because I'm like, these are sick. They're like cool. Like they're a total vibe. And like dudes can wear doily pants where like you can see your underwear through it, but it's not like, you're just like, whatever, these are sick. And it's like, I'd love to be at a place where like, I wear those and then all of a sudden people are like, those pants are sick. Like we want to wear those pants. And then the pants become a thing.
Yeah, I love that.
So like, that's like high
True
level.
influence.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like high level. I'm like, who do I want to be? What do I want to create? What's my brand? And then what are the buckets that fit under that? That's kind of how I think about those two things connecting.
Gotcha. So you really want to build an army of tastemakers that just have like this really specific like likeness and like understanding of like certain objects. And then once you build up that army, you want to release something that fits into that with the hope that they would jump on board because they're looking up to you for like influence essentially.
Yeah. That's an even like bigger part of the goal is like scale the account to 1 million plus and then come back around to all my e-commerce background and actually build companies and launch products into my audiences.
Okay.
That's like big vision.
Oh yeah.
That's how you get a yacht.
That's how you get a yacht.
Yeah, because you can't buy a yacht off content, like
1,000%.
unless maybe you're Kim or someone.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. It's like big picture. It's like a means to an end eventually.
Yeah. A lot of that comes from like my background in marketing over the last like decade plus of like, I can't help it. Like I just think about everything in like the terms of like brand and messaging and what are you doing and what are you saying and how you build a following.
Right.
Yeah. Is that something you guys do with like the agency and the people you work with and how even like your employees are now creating content?
I think less so for like our individual clients, but in terms of like our personal brands, I think having like founder-led content, founder-led sales has been just the most powerful lever.
Wow. Sick.
we've been really lucky where all of our clients have been inbound, or 100% of them, and it has really just come from Twitter. Very like serendipitous. Yes. I would never think that I'd be like tweeting in my life.
Yeah.
But I had a manager at an old job be like, Julia, you should really get on Twitter. And I'm like,
low key.
Ew.
Yeah.
Who's on Twitter? That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, that's so strange.
Yeah.
Fine. And the first week I started posting was when I met Nick. So we met on Twitter.
Crazy.
And then, yeah, obviously things work out from there, but it's really incredible because you see, like, okay, if I have a week where I'm posting more content on Twitter, for example, the amount of inbound we get just goes up, like in one-on-one, and it's just so interesting to see. It's so powerful when you're able to be fully honest and fully authentic with your audience. People trust you so much because the amount of consumers are so much greater than the amount of creators that they are looking to hold on to anything that seems authentic and true and valuable. And the amount of trust that they're willing to give you is huge. So pulling the founder-led lever has been just like huge. I mean, that's why we're doing this podcast too.
Right.
It's all the same thing of like, how can we continue to give value and build that community?
Cool. That's sick.
Yep. So I'm curious, like, your last company, Haven, versus like the strategy you're doing now. It sounds like what you're doing now is it's a little more like longer term play. With Haven, you had the product, and then you started doing the founder-led content.
Yeah.
What kind of gave you that like mentality shift? Like, why trying something else? Like, what's like the mindset you have with this new game plan that you're cooking right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's the resonance that having a built-in audience gives you.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why you encourage your founders to do founder-led content, right?
Right.
And it's even more ideal if they already have that audience. Like one of my friends is Zach Pogrob. He's got like 1.3 on Instagram, and he just launched a running app, or he's been launching this running app called Aura, or Share Aura. And like he's been posting about it, and at some point he posted a screenshot of like there's like 65,000 people on the wait list.
Wow.
Yeah, and you're like, that's something that only comes of when you have like a 1 million+ person following, and the weight that carries of like having people who care about what you say and who want to follow what you're doing and use the things that you're building is 10 to 1 compared to someone who doesn't have that. Right. And so going into any next venture with an audience makes it that much more valuable, that much more powerful, gives you more optionality. Like, maybe you don't need VC funding because you can fund it through your customers, or you can fund it through your people, or I don't know, just doing it. Like Haven, we did everything the hard way. And I don't mind hard things, but like at some point you get like a little tired of doing it the hard way.
Definitely.
Yeah. And so looking at this and seeing the friends who had done it really well or are doing it really well, was a big shift for me. Or even like Oren and some of the friends in like the content world who are just like thinking along the same lines of like, okay, they've already seen a bunch of new open doors because they have the audience.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I think a lot of people think, you know, I can't create content, or I can't become an influencer or have an audience because I haven't done anything cool, or I haven't built anything cool.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're saying, actually, let's take a couple steps back.
Yeah.
Build the audience. So when you want to do those things, it's so much easier to get it going. So for you, it sounds like you've really, you know, who am I, and how do I create the pillars that show people who I am, and maybe lead them down the path that if I want to start this venture, it makes sense for my niche. But yeah, exactly what Nick was saying. There's like an audience for everybody, but you just have to start making content, and it is so powerful. So powerful.
Yeah. And it's like hard, I think, initially to think about it, whether it's on Twitter or video or TikTok or whatever, but like an easy way to like just get started is talk about anything you're interested in. Just start talking about it. And like, as you start talking about it, you'll start to like kind of find the road of how to talk about it, or what people actually care about that subject. Or if you want to like teach people things, you can just look at like, who was I 2 years ago, and what have I learned to get to where I am now? And then just start teaching yourself 2 years ago. What did I not know 2 years ago? Like how to shut a business down. I could create a whole content series around like and I'd like to do this at some point, because I think there's no content around it, is like, when do you quit?
Yeah. Like
there's all the content on like, oh, I put my whole life into this and it worked, and like this big exit, but like most companies don't. Like 90% of companies fail.
Yeah.
And there's no content on like, when do you need to let go? When should you like cut ties and like move on? And I used to make fun of some people who cut ties pretty early, like VC funded, and it was just like, oh, we're shutting down. I'm like, yo, you're weak.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, that might have been like the smartest decision rather than just like white knuckling it till the bitter end.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. I'm really interested to hear kind of how like you initially started. Like it sounds like the biggest advice is just do it,
Yeah,
you know?
just do it.
And so what did that look like first day? You have, maybe you had a personal account with like a couple thousand followers, but it's like, all right, I'm gonna post a reel. Cause that's scary. Like that's scary to go from like, here are my cute little static photo dump pictures. But like, no, I'm gonna green screen this and like I'm doing some real content. Like what was that kind of mindset shift for you?
I knew I wanted to build this, and I'm like, I know that some of this content's going to be kind of cringy. It always is. Like, there's trends about like get over the cringe or whatever. And I knew I wanted to talk about product. I didn't know exactly how, but I was like, I had some ideas. Like, hey, like some of my early content that I look back now, I'm like, oh, I don't really like that, but I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
Is like I was just like looking at basic products on Amazon, and I was like, why do these all suck? Which I still feel that way, and that's like one of the things I want to do someday once I have the audience is like, hey, you know how every selfie stick sucks? I made one that actually works really good. Here it is. It's $30. It's a little bit more than everyone, but you're going to love it. But so that was like kind of how I early on got started of just like, how do you talk about like products that should be better? Standing desks. Why do they all look like shit? Like every single standing desk is like the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, just plain and ugly. Everything is ugly. It's just ugly. And I'm just like, why is no one making like a sexy looking standing desk?
Agreed.
Yeah, so that was like some of the early content. And some of it I was like, it's not like the greatest content, but like you get to the point where you do it and then you upload it into Instagram and you're about to press post and you have that like all my friends are going to like see me talking about standing desks. Like, this isn't that cool. And then you start to like second guess it. And like the biggest thing for me is like, when you're at the edge of the cliff, just fucking jump.
Yes.
Like you'll figure it out on the way down. You'll build the parachute or maybe you'll splat and it'll hurt. But like, just like, don't let yourself think about it at all. It's just like the content's right there. Just press send and be like, it's fine. It might be awkward. It's fine. But like, it's not like 10 of your friends are going to go get in a room and be like, oh my God, Caleb started posting content. It's trash. Fuck that dude. Like that never happened. I don't think.
I love that. Okay. So once you get over the mental hurdle, like tactically, how are you doing this? Did you say, okay, I'm going to go buy myself a camera. I'm going to get myself a green screen set up. I have a selfie light, whatever the heck it is. Like what is the actual things that you did to get there?
Yeah, finding other creators of content that I liked and I felt like I could replicate. And then Cut 30 kind of gave me all of the tools, but like it's not super hard. Like you can get started with your phone. You can use CapCut, which is a giant piece of shit, but also it's functional. I'm very upset with CapCut right now. I'm actually planning
I'll tell them.
Yeah, sweet. Are they sponsoring this?
No. Yeah, I know.
I'm actually planning a whole like series to try to get Adobe to sponsor me and to switch to Adobe and then just like shit all over CapCut because it's so broken. But you can use CapCut and it has a green screen feature. And you don't even need a green screen. It can do it with the background. And like you can tell in some of my early ones, it's not like the cleanest, most perfect backdrop, but like it works. It's functional, especially like early on. It's like lowest barrier to entry possible.
Yes.
Like don't get caught up in like having a nice camera, perfect lighting, a backdrop. Like lighting does help. Get like a cheap ring light or a cheap like cube light from Amazon, like, and a stand for your phone if you don't want to hold it. CapCut also has a teleprompter feature. So you can put your script, which also you should script your videos unless you're like doing the yapping style.
Yeah.
So like I script all my videos because I want to know like what I'm saying. I want to know it makes sense. And I want to like create an arc and like a story to what I'm saying to like draw people in. And so then I drop the script in CapCut in the teleprompter front facing camera. It's not even the good side of the camera. It's like the shitty front one. And then just read through it with the light, with the teleprompter, and then put it into CapCut afterwards, chop it up, add captions, add a headline, text, and then it's good to go.
I love it.
Yeah.
How long do you think it takes you from start to finish? Like, okay, I have an idea. Now I need to script it. I need to film it. How many takes does it take typically? What's that like?
The whole process is anywhere from like 2 hours is probably the fastest I could go. And
Per
that's
video.
if like, if I'm like, if my brain's juiced up on lion's mane and and a little caffeine. It's like, and I'm just like in flow, and I'm like, okay, got the script. I know exactly what I'm gonna say. Like, here's how this is all just like coming out of me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, cool, set up the camera, rip it. Oh my gosh, that worked great. My energy was right. Like the flow was good. And then the edits work, and I find the photos. Like that's a big part of it is for me is like finding the backdrop, like photos and videos. Yep. It takes so much time. And it's like one of my biggest thing for brands is like, going forward is like, they should basically make like a media kit that's accessible to everyone, but particularly for creators.
Oh, that's so
and
interesting.
particularly vertical. Cause like half the brands I like cover don't have good content. Like I'm like taking fucking screenshots of your website.
And you're like, make it easy for me to make content
Make
about
it
you,
easy.
please.
Yeah. And then the other half of the time, they're wide format, which like I am on a hill and I will die on this. Fuck wide format, fuck desktop. It's 2025. Like we consume things on our phones.
Yeah.
People buy thousands of dollars of products on their phone. They're not scared. They don't have to go to the desktop to buy a couch from Restoration Hardware anymore. Like we need content that's like this, not like this.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
It's so frustrating as someone who has to pull this content constantly for every single video. And I'm like, I'm trying to highlight you and like get crazy views for you. And like, I can't show a good, and the better your content is, the better my content is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, miniature rant.
That's so funny because what a lot of apps do now is put their logo somewhere in the screens that seem very shareable. So, you know, if somebody is organically taking content or taking a video of an app and of an app screen, it's like, okay, great, there's a logo. But it sounds like maybe a lot of these CPG brands don't have these brand kits or these media kits. Good advice to businesses. Put that somewhere publicly. So when people want to make content about you, it's very easy to do so.
Yeah. It's also a strategy for social is it's cool when you land on a brand and it's, you know, it's a creator like me and I'm the face of that brand and it's like every single video and they're cranking and it's working really well. But then also I can't really use that content. Like I go to your Instagram and I'm like, I can't pull a creator showing your product with a video that's not high quality. So like, every now and then you need to drop some like high quality photos of your product that just like look sexy that people can steal, but also like in the middle of, you know, Caleb talking about Graza, being like, oh, this olive oil stick. Seems like Caleb really likes it. Oh, you can cook with it. And then the next photo is just like a sexy photo of Graza on them. And you're like, oh, I can imagine that on my stove. Like, just like mix it up a little bit.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Okay, so I want to like extract a little bit, like a little high level now, because we got really deep. We got really deep for a second.
Did we go deep enough?
We can go a little deeper, but
okay, cool.
We're gonna go out a little bit.
All right.
Okay, so this game plan that you have here, it's actually very similar to what we did at PlayKit, where we started as a newsletter before we were an agency.
Sick. Wait, when did you start?
November.
November was our like first client
as like an agency.
Like 8-9 months ago.
That recent November.
Yeah.
Sick.
And then like the first newsletter went out in like July. So before that, so just a couple months.
Okay, yeah.
But like our strategy, just to give some context, is just that we were like, okay, let's provide value to an audience, which was, okay, let's break down, you know, apps that were going viral on TikTok, and let's just break down that strategy, right, in a newsletter format to educate other people.
Apps, so like any app.
Yeah, any app that was advertising on TikTok, we would just break down like what exactly they did. And the end product was going to be like, okay, we're not sure, but it's going to be some sort of service, right, that we're going to provide to these founders that need help with this. But in order to get their attention, we got to give some value to them, right? We got to gain their trust, earn it, give them a reason to follow us and to listen to us. And so that's what we did.
Yeah.
Eventually that newsletter grew to like 2,000. We like gained the trust, and then we just started like learning like what the needs were from that newsletter. People would respond saying like, "Hey, how do
like you were asking? You were sending a dedicated email, or at the end of each email you were asking?"
No. So at the end of each newsletter, I'd just be like, "Hey, if you guys have any questions of like this breakdown, please just like email me back, and then we can like have a conversation about it." And then in the next newsletter, I would like answer it.
Sweet.
And I think the great thing about socials too, because we would like repost this on Twitter and things like that, is people are so ready to comment on whatever because you know they're bored. So you get great questions, you get great feedback, you get a really interesting understanding of how the consumer mind thinks. So it's like we were able to understand very quickly what people needed by just paying attention, which I think a lot of people don't do. People forget to look at the comments. People don't answer their DMs. People don't look at how their consumers are actually reacting.
Wild.
And then they miss out on, that is so much data.
So much data.
That's so much data that you need to be analyzing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I think that's a really great point. And so basically that whole process really like helped us understand what our end product was going to be, which is now our agency.
Got it.
My question to you is, did you know what that end product was going to be? Or did you kind of go into it with the mentality of, hey, let's just build up an audience. Let's build up my personal brand. I have like a niche. I don't know exactly what I'm going to sell down the line, but I do know I like this direction. Do you think it's important to really have that like final product finalized before you start?
Nah.
Or is it fine to just kind of like wing it, create the videos, and then like you'll see what the community wants?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, totally fine to wing it.
Okay.
There's this concept in the startup world of, I kind of mentioned earlier, but like jump off the cliff, build your parachute on the way down.
Yes.
And I love that concept, right?
Yes.
Like it's so many people get stuck, analysis paralysis, whatever you want to call it, but they get stuck at the ledge of like, I need to do all this. I need to like set it up. And it's like, no, all you need to do is just jump.
Yeah.
And then like, you know what's going to be the most important thing is going to be right in front of your face. Like, what do you need to do right away, right then? And then you kind of just figure it out from there.
Yeah, I think a lot of my friends, so I'm 23, and a lot of my friends are like their first 2 years out of college at their jobs, and a lot of them are like, oh, I could never do what you do. And I'm like, no, literally anybody can.
Yeah.
The only difference between me and you is I just started somewhere. I just did it. And if you do it too, if you just start, you absolutely can do it. Like, especially now where there's so many resources and we have so many opportunities to learn through failures and so many people who are ready to help you out. It's not the hardest thing in the world to just do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Totally. And do you think that this like this playbook of, you know, build the audience first, gain the trust, then sell the product, is this something that you think all founders should do? Like, do you think it's right for every single type of product that's out there, or do you think it depends on what the end goal is?
I haven't really thought if it wouldn't work or if it wouldn't be that good. Maybe if you're in stealth, like that makes it kind of difficult, but I think you could still have an interesting angle.
Sure.
Where you could be like talking to that audience in some way. But I don't know, like my gut says like it's good for everyone and everyone should do it. Like if you want to build a product at some point and you don't know what it is yet, like just start doing content.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And then like you can eventually do the product. Or if you know exactly what the product is, but you're not quite there, like start doing content. Or if you're starting the product right now, like find a way to do content, even if like I talk to friends who are busy or founders who are still running their companies, and like there's an easy way to, like mine takes a lot of time, so there's easier ways to do it. If you have the budget, you can pay someone to help you do it. I still think you need to be deeply involved so that like the script and the personality and like the flow of things comes out. Like I have some friends who fully outsource it, and you can tell like, and it also doesn't resonate, and like so the views don't, like you're just like, it's better than nothing probably, but just like barely.
Yeah.
Sure. And if you're that busy, then you can always come back to like the TikTok yapping videos.
Oh, totally.
There are dudes in their cars doing this with millions of views every single day.
And it takes a minute.
And it takes a minute. There's no polish.
Yeah.
Like the roughest videos ever. I watch some of them and I'm like, yeah, it's cool.
That's
good.
the content that I make
bad.
now because I don't have time to.
That's great.
And it works. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess that's a good point too. Like, how does somebody know whether to do more of the polished stuff that like you do versus just like the super raw car talking videos? Like, do you know like what the pros and cons to each are? Is it just time? And like,
I think time is like the first thing. Like if you have the time, I don't know, like I like the more produced content. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, but also now that I'm in it, I'm starting to look at like, okay, I would love like one of my series or something to be a little less produced so I can like try to rip it, or like, it's like really tough for me to get ahead and like be like, oh, I've got like 5 videos in the pipeline, because if they take 2 to 5 hours, it's really difficult to like produce 2 in a day.
Yeah. Do you make all of your content day of, or do you schedule it out?
I'm usually day before.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So like today, or you're filming tomorrow's?
Yeah. Today was one that I got done a day ahead of time because I had it for a sponsor. Yeah. So it was supposed to be out yesterday. And they're like, actually, can you post Thursday? I'm like, perfect.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Except that was at 8 p.m. And I was like, I don't have a video for Wednesday. Like I was 8 p.m. Tuesday. And I was like, cool, I guess I'm going to rip a video real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally it's like the night before I'm like finishing it, so it's ready the next day. And we'll eventually dial that in as I like hire some people to help, especially on like the editing and some of the other things that just take time that other people can do well.
I'm curious to learn more about your sponsorships. How did you land your first one? What does that look like for you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, how's that going?
It's good. It's cool. It's a big, like sponsorships are a big black box and there's not a ton of people talking about it. But then the more you meet other creators, like the more I find a lot of them are like pretty open, like chatting like one-on-one with you or like in DMs. And so I've asked a lot of people who are a little bit ahead of me, like, hey, like, how are you structuring this? Like, what are you charging? What should I be charging? Here's my rates. Like, is this realistic? And so there's like kind of a baseline, but then also every single conversation is a negotiation, which
can be exhausting.
it's it's exhausting. And so I have a partnership manager now, which
nice.
I'm stoked about. She's a really good friend. And she's worked with a lot of other big creators and like help them grow and structure partnerships and even like get into building brands in their niche. Like she works with a chef who launched a spice line, like stuff like that. So there's some good potential down the road. But like she helps manage all of the like negotiations, and it's wild. Like brands coming in and just being like, oh, your rate's like I just talked to one that's like $7,000 for what they wanted. And they're like trying to negotiate down to like $4,000. And I'm like, you want like half of my, like what, in what world? Like, do I come to your SaaS startup? And I'm like, yeah, Adobe, it's a pretty good product. I'd like to pay half. I just don't want to pay full. I mean, what is this world? Like,
That's so funny.
And the bigger you get, the more you can like
Yes.
be hard on that. But I'm just getting started with sponsors. I think I've worked with like 5 now, and I've got like 20 in the pipeline.
Nice.
And that's one of my big goals for the end of the year. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Great Lock-In of 2024 and 5.
Course.
Yeah. So the Great Lock-In for me, one of my pillars is becoming the best at working with sponsors.
I love that.
Yeah, so that they love to work with me, that my content actually rips, and that they come back to do more, and that like I'm one of the top people to work with. So that's like my goal. And so I'm just like, even if I have to take a hit on the price, as long as I like the company, I'm like, cool, put them in the pipeline, because like I want shots on goal to get really good at doing sponsored content.
Yeah, that makes sense. So with your first one, was that like, were you cold outreaching people?
Oh yeah, sorry, first one.
No, you're
got
good.
Lost. It was a buddy who runs a software company called Creative OS.
Nice.
Chase, shout out, my man. And it's actually a good product. It is basically taking the templates of ads and emails for major companies, and it recreates it in Figma or Canva. So it like saves you all the setup time for creating an ad or an email. So it's like, hey, here's how they set it up. All you have to do is like swap out your language, swap out your brand, change the color, but like the template of like the format of the actual design is built for you. It's a cool product, and they are launching the editors in their product. So like you won't even have to export to Canva or Figma. It'll just be like, hey, I want to copy Athletic Greens' latest email, and it'll just be like, boop, there it is, and you just swap it out.
That's super interesting.
Yeah, super cool. So I called, or we were like having a catch up, and he was just like, love what you're doing. Like content seems to be working. How can I support you? And I was like, you can sponsor me. Like I'm looking for sponsors. He's like, okay, cool. And then we worked it out, and it was like a $3,000 deal for 3 posts. And I was like, cool.
Did you feel like your first one helped kind of rocket ship to other ones?
I wouldn't say rocket ship, but like definitely helps. Like, Oren talks about this, just giving him as much credit as possible, because I've learned so much from him. But Oren talks about this where it's like, when you're trying to get involved with sponsorships, like do your first one or first few for free, so that people see that you have a paid sponsorship.
Yeah.
So that they're like, wait, oh, you do sponsorships. Like, oh, I like you. Like they might not know that you're doing it yet, or maybe they don't want to be the first one. So like just get some reps in.
Case study.
Yeah. Put it on your profile. Like hopefully it does well. Like hopefully you do well with it, or rip another one for them for free, or like get people to whitelist so that they're spreading, so other people see like, oh, you're running an ad through my account. Like there's kind of like ways like that to help it move forward.
That makes sense. And at what point were you like, okay, I need a manager?
Maybe like a month ago, because I had like 10 to 20 outstanding conversations, and I was like, man, like I'm trying to keep up with content, but I'm also in these negotiations with like 10 different brands, and they want data, and they want examples, and they want this, and they want that, and it's like basic stuff, but it just like eats away at your time and your like creative energy of like managing that, and then going to try to rip a video that you're supposed to be like high energy and like, I love this, and like this is something I really care about, and even just writing the script, and I'm like, oh, but I've been like chatting with sponsors all day trying to negotiate on my rates.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That being said, like I know some people who are at like 500K, 700K followers that still manage it themselves.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's all work.
That's crazy.
That's super crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think for like the last segment, I want to do a little exercise. Let's just like do like a simulation, right? Basically, you have 90 days. You're a new founder. You have a headphone brand.
Yeah.
Okay. You have 90 days. Basically just using everything like you've learned, right, from these past couple of months. What are the first 5 things you're going to do to turn basically their product into a full-on content machine?
All right. It's a headphone brand. We have 90 days. What are the first 5 things to do to get it to like rip on social?
Exactly.
I would see what other content is working for headphone brands. Like great artists steal. Like so many people like to reinvent the wheel, and there's a time for reinventing the wheel, but like the baseline structure. So like case in point, product versus marketing is a rip on Oren's content. He does one called product versus brand. And the first time he posted, I was like, I love that. Like I love product and marketing. Like I don't want to steal it though. And then I just texted him at one point. I'm like, hey, can I riff on this? He's like, yeah, man, go for it. Like other people were already riffing on it and they didn't even ask. So I appreciate you asking. I'm like, sick. Yeah. And then it worked. I was like, thanks, Oren. So let's see what else is working.
Okay.
Just kind of like set a baseline foundation.
Sure.
And then I would go through like a little brand exercise of like, I'm really big on, this sounds funny, words, but like words, copywriting, language, like what are you trying to communicate and how do you communicate it the best? Who are you communicating it to? Like who's your target audience? What do they actually care about? What are the benefits versus the features? What's like the outcome for that person? And then what are the ways that we can start talking about that? And then once you have kind of a, little brand guide, even if it's like mini and kind of scrappy, just like some idea of like, oh, we say this, not this. We say this, not this. Then figuring out like the content formats of like, okay, is this a yapping thing? Is it a green screen? Is this like the founder being like, yo, what's up? I'm starting this headphone brand because every other headphone brand sucks. Here's this one thing that everyone forgets about. And we found out that all the major brands were missing this. So we put it in ours and this is why, and here's the people who've tried it and this is why it's working. And like, kind of like, I don't know, we're on like 0.4 or 5, but like turn it into a story and then turn every piece into a story.
Gotcha.
I love that. So like truly give something people to rally around. Yeah. Build community.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Especially like getting started, you can really do the like David Goliath thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And do you think the founder has to be posting every single day? I know that's kind of like your motto, your strategy right now.
Yeah.
Is that needed, or do you think there's like other ways to start growing that account?
The account should post every day. If it's just the founder, I would look kind of what we were talking about where it's like, all right, what's the easiest way for you to do this? Like it's probably some sort of yapping video or even just like you're at your desk with your computer and you do like a 60-second update and you're like, well, and then you turn that into a series. You're like, what's up? I'm building a headphone brand. I'm doing 60-second updates every day. It's day 32. Here's my update. This is what I worked on. This is what's happening. I got the manufacturer done, whatever. Like even that's interesting. Like people want to follow a story. Sure. If you have other people working with you, or as soon as you have other people working with you, bringing those people in and like introducing new characters is like a really big thing that works as well. And be like, hey, like, it's day 362 of building my headphone brand. I just brought on Nick. Nick is running marketing. Here's Nick's update for today. 60 seconds. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess where can people find you on socials?
Yeah, at Caleb ULF. It's confusing. People think my name is Kale. I do need a new handle. I don't know what to switch it to. I've been struggling with this for months, but it's Caleb ULF everywhere.
I love it.
On all platforms, Twitter, Instagram. Okay.
Yeah. I think LinkedIn might be / Caleb Ulffers.
Sure. Okay. Cool, man. All right. Well, thank you for taking
so
the time.
much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. This was fun. Appreciate you guys.
Super fun. Cool.